Three 2-0 teams lead the NFC South, just as everyone projected and predicted before the season started. Let's talk to one guy who might have actually done that. Locked On Buccaneers host James Yarko. And James, this is not a surprise to people who listen to your show because you insisted this team was going to be better than they were being given credit for. I was one of those people not giving them the credit. So why has this team been better? What were people missing? What was I missing?
I think what a lot of people were missing was the fact that Tom Brady left, right? So, okay, Tom Brady leaves.
I didn't miss that part.
In 8 and 9 teams, so they're obviously going to stink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is what people didn't realize about that 8 and 9 team were all the injuries that they dealt with, the complete and total ineptitude of Byron Leftwich as an offensive coordinator. So you are working on revamping an offensive line. You bring in a new offensive coordinator, a new play caller, somebody that really energizes the offensive side of the ball. And everyone seemed to forget that this team still has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Devin White and Levante David and Antoine Winfield Jr. and Vita Vea. And they thought Tom Brady was the whole team. And it's like, look, yes, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of football. So going from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield, while it is a downgrade, Baker Mayfield is the exact kind of quarterback that Dave Canales was going to want, and they still have a lot of talent, and they were going to be able to win a lot more football games than people really thought. So it was just merely a matter of Tom Brady left, so of course this team is going to stink.
As someone who is covering a team that also moved on from a Hall of Fame quarterback, and everyone is going, well, they can't possibly have upgraded at that position, I totally understand where you're coming from. Right. As you look around the league, I mentioned the 2-0 teams in their division, the Falcons, the Saints, they had some level of expectation. The Bucs didn't. I would say the Commanders didn't. You're and my pal, David Harrison, who used to be on Locked On Bucs, covers them for Locked On Commanders. As you look around the league, is Tampa Bay the surprise 2-0 team if you're just going to go from what the popular narrative was, or is it the Commanders or someone else?
I think the Bucs are certainly in that conversation, but this is also a team that started off 2-0 last year. Yeah. So you have a tough test coming up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Then you're on the road against the New Orleans Saints. So I like to temper the excitement and the expectations a little bit. Yes, going into Minnesota, it's a very difficult place to play. That was a phenomenal team last year in the regular season that came away with a lot of one-score victories. Now they have 2 one-score losses to start the year. So I would say that the Buccaneers are a surprise 2-0 team for sure. Whether or not they're the surprise team, I might lean a little bit more Commanders or even Falcons at this point in time, as far as being the surprise, the biggest surprise 2-0 team.
Well, for the Tampa Bay, what could be sustainable about this? Why is this 2-0 start not a fluke for them?
A lot of it has to do with the change in offensive philosophy. So you go back to last year, Byron Leftwich, very, very quick to abandon the run. Even when the run game wasn't working for Dave Canales and the Bucs offense against the Vikings, they stuck with it. They forced the defense to continue to be honest and have to play against the run. Against the Bears, that worked out really well. The Bucs had 120 rushing yards as a team, and Rachaad White was averaging almost 4.5 yards per carry. So it's the ingenuity, the creativity of Dave Canales, a lot of moving the pocket, a lot of designed boots and designed rollouts, and a lot of quick hitters, which I think is really going to be something that they're going to have to rely a lot on, because while the offensive line is healthier, they still have some growing pains. You still have a rookie at right guard. You still have Tristan Wirfs, who has moved from the right to the left side. You still have Luke Gedeke, who struggled a lot last year, now going back to right tackle. So there's a lot of quick passes, a lot of timing routes, but Dave Canales is doing a really, really good job of adjusting to what the defense is giving him. We saw that against the Vikings. We saw that against the Bears. You have to think that that's going to continue, which is a big change from last year and a reason that the Bucs are going to be in the conversation of the NFC South division winner come, November, December.